Jupiter, the fifth planet from the Sun and the largest in the solar system, is an unusual planet with undiscovered realms. Galileo Galilei observed through his telescope in the early 17th century that there were so-called stars fixated next to the planet. However, it was not until 3 days later he theorized that these stars were not indeed stars, but instead moons. Although further research has been advanced through flyby missions such as Voyager 1 and 2 and Pioneer 10 and 11, there are still many unknowns of the planet and its moons, specifically Io. Io's orbit is the closest to Jupiter out of the 4 major moons that circle around the mother planet. It takes to a full 42 hours to complete the orbital journey. Io is special and unlike any other moon. Covered with volcanoes, the moon's surface consists of a deposit of sulfur and sulfur dioxide from the explosion of the plumes. Due to the large output of sulfur compounds from Io's volcanoes, the planet's surface appears in magnificent yellows, reds, whites, and blacks. Sulfur's original color is yellow, where there appears to be white, however, is actually sulfur dioxide frost, but due to the moon's intense heat, the radiational damage produces a red region on the surface. In fact, the planet of Io has such scorching temperatures that the deposit of its volcanoes practically evaporate as they flow on the surface. What has come to be known of volcanic activity is that it frequently occurs at the boundaries of the Earth's tectonic plates, which are an array of large blocks of the Earth's crust that move between each other. For some volcanoes that are found at great distances from plate boundaries, otherwise known as intraplates, form above hot mantle openings or plumes which rise above great depths. Eruptions can occur without any preceding signals, making them extremely difficult to predict. So can we really know what causes them? Why is Io such a volcanically active planet while others are not? There is something special about Io that could possibly lead to the answer of these questions. Electricity. The intense volcanism leads to the notion that the moon's eccentric relationship with its mother planet, Jupiter, is the reason for it. Volcanoes could be a result of an underground electrical discharge caused by Jupiter's magnetic field, making electric currents flow through Io. These currents of charged ions, classified as the name flux tube, flow through the moon at 5 million amperes and then collect at the surface and break through, causing volcanic activity. From this force, particles then fall from Io's surface and into the magnetosphere. These particles then form together to become a large donut-shaped ring of ionized sulfur, oxygen, sodium, and chlorine that circumferences Jupiter at the distance of Io's orbit. Together, Jupiter and Io act like an immense electric generator. There are still many unknowns about volcanoes that humans still cannot comprehend. The new question is, do volcanoes form and erupt depending on electric activity in space? By sending a mission to the volcanic moon, this research will help us understand more about our own planet and its qualities. My mission will be landing on Io to research Io's electricity and its relativity to its geological activity. The spacecraft will contain a wattmeter to measure the power of the electricity hitting Io, as well as a spectrum analyzer to measure its frequencies. First, the mission will measure the data of a non-active, relatively flat area. Then the explorer would move towards a volcano to measure the power of electricity there. This way, we would be able to see the contrast and if there is any link between Jupiter's electric connection with Io and Io's intense volcanism.